I appreciate y'all for tuning in and showing love. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. If you haven't done so, get it done. Let's get into this Coach of the Year talk. Very interesting Coach of the Year talk surrounding the Chicago Bears right now because Matt Eberflus, somebody who, listen, many of us left the season saying there's no way you bring in a new quarterback and you don't get rid of Matt Eberflus. Flus is here. Flus is bearded. Flus is faded. Flus is vibing. Flus is in the building. And the Flus is loose. I don't know what else to say about it. He's got a lot of things going in his favor. What would it take in your mind for Matt Eberflus to win Coach of the Year? FanDuel right now has his odds tied with Harbaugh and Raheem Morris down in why can't I think of where the Texas? Thank you very much. Yeah. I'm sorry, Atlanta. Yeah, Texas. Wrong black guy. No, down in Atlanta. And then I believe DraftKings has him only behind Jim Harbaugh to win Coach of the Year. What is it going to take in your mind for Matt Eberflus realistically to win Coach of the Year?
To be honest with you, there's going to be a lot of things outside of what he can control that I think will have to happen. The first good thing that's on his side is we probably have the offensive rookie of the year on our team. I mean, Caleb Williams. So that
we
will
hope.
probably, we hope, right? So if that happens, I feel like that will kind of, cater to him being the coach of the year. For me specifically, if Caleb can break those records that no Bears quarterback has ever broken, 4,000 yards, 30 plus touchdowns, or at least get close to eclipsing those things, I think that will bode well in his favor. I think if we get over 10 plus wins and also make it to the playoffs, that will really help his stock with that.
10 plus wins. See, Coach of the Year is tough for me, right? Because I don't think 10 wins. 10 wins. What
in
does
this
that do
division, though?
In the NFC, in this division,
you got to win the North for you to win Coach of the Year for me.
Well, that's what I mean. And 10 wins in the NFC North, because this is probably the toughest division. 10 or 11 might do it.
He has to win Coach of the Year, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think that. And this is, I don't
he has to win the division, win Coach of the Year. You saying?
I don't want to venture too far off the top, but I think Poles has a better chance of winning an award than Flus does, if I'm being honest. Just based off of the construction and what we've done, he has a opportunity to double up like Ryan Poles did. Ryan Pace did, excuse me. So I see that being more likely, or Caleb winning Offensive Rookie of the Year, things of that nature, which I'm kind of on the fence. I think that always typically goes to a receiver for the most part.
Offensive Rookie of the Year? No, Offensive Rookie of the Year usually go to a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Usually when it goes to a receiver, there's not a good quarterback in the draft. like you almost could track that every time. I think the only year that it didn't really happen was Andrew. I think Andrew Luck didn't win it. And I forget who won it that year. I think Luck didn't win it. And I want to say
Luck did win it.
I don't think so. I think a wide receiver
won it. Best rookie seasons of all time.
I agree with you, but I think a wide receiver won it that year. If I'm not mistaken, maybe a running back. Like it was one of those like for real, dog. I might be wrong on that.
But doesn't he have the record for best rookie season? I think he has the record.
That I'm not sure.
That I don't know.
That I'm not sure of. I'll be honest with you.
100 yards, something like that.
Yeah, it's up there. I'm not sure if it's number one.
Andrew Luck definitely had a. Let's see. It's not like we're all sitting.
Why you look at
like we're all not all sitting at computers right here.
I'm back to my
That's insane.
But realistically,
Andrew Luck 10-6 his first year. 4,500. Yeah, Jesus Christ. 45. Yeah, I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at the wrong. 11-5 his first year. It's actually better. 4,300 yards, 23 touchdowns, 18 interceptions. A lot of picks.
Yeah, that is a lot.
A lot of picks, but still more touchdowns than interceptions. 41 sacks. Jesus Christ.
Dude got killed.
Well, that's why he had to retire early. But
seriously, like I think that's more. It's more likely, Ryan Poles winning something as opposed to Eberflus. I mean, let's be for real. There'd be a crazy turnaround to go from, yeah, you're on a hot seat, maybe fired to coach of the year. It can happen. I know it's football. It can happen. But like realistically, I think we all praise Ryan Poles more for these roster moves and how this team has come together more than we praise Flus. And if we are winning and we are a high power offense, I don't think anyone's going to credit that to Eberflus. Realistically, we're going to look at, hey, this is what happened because Ryan Poles got Shane Waldron in here. So that's
I don't think that there's a lack of. By the way, Andrew Luck owns the record for passing yards. Justin Herbert owns the record for passing touchdowns. 31 touchdowns in a rookie season.
Jesus.
Yeah, he was slinging that thing. And to think he hasn't gotten better. But no, I just think that
the hate for Herbert is crazy.
nah, bro, because it's not hate for Herbert. It's
every time, Pat, is hate.
It's not. It might be hate. It might be hate.
This man does it every time.
It might be hate, bro. Because he just, I don't know, bro.
Give Herbert.
It's the fact. I
feel like his hair. I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. To me, it's the fact that every time, like if I can count on you to throw like the goal line interception, like you're not that dude to me. Like I know Phillip Rivers is going to the Hall of Fame, but it got to a point where I 110% knew he was gonna smoke the game. Now he had what Caleb was dealing with at USC, where you got to go through a lot of stuff, and the defenses wasn't always the greatest and stuff like that. But if it came down to like one play, one drive, we need you on your arm to not throw a pick as we get into this end zone. Phillip Rivers was like, I don't got you. And I feel like Justin Herbert is just continuing that legacy.
It's the same thing.
But I also feel the same way about Trevor Lawrence. But no, I look at Flus's coach of the year chances like this. It depends on what Caleb Williams is. Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's a win total. I would say you have to win more than you lose 100%. But in this division, I mean, you look at Harbaugh's chances, right? Harbaugh is he's facing up against the Broncos. He's facing up against the Raiders. He's facing up against the Chiefs. 2 of those 4 teams suck. And surprisingly enough, we don't think it's the team that Jim Harbaugh is going to, because he's at least got the quarterback in place in Justin Herbert. He's at least got the quarterback in place in Justin Herbert. You know what I mean? So I think that when you look at the success of a coach of the year candidate, Jim Harbaugh has to get that entire team together. I think that Matt Eberflus has to maintain what he did this year. And he has to get that offense into the next era, which realistically speaking isn't even on him.
It's not his job.
Right? It's on Shane Waldron, but he will get the benefit from that. If Caleb is successful in year 1, Matt Eberflus, I believe, will be the coach of the year by the end of this, because Caleb's being successful more than likely, unless your defense falls off a cliff. Through the last 7 weeks of the season, the Bears have the number 1 defense in the NFL. Unless your defense falls off a cliff starting this season, I think that you find a way to keep the defense on par. So now you're just talking about building the offense. But I think that starts with Flus. And the reason why I think I would slant it a lot towards Flus is because last season we thought we were going to start at a certain point. Last season we thought we would start last season, at least from the point that we left 2022. We were like, all right, we did this. We finished the season here. Justin looked like he was finally starting to figure some things out. Here we go. Boom. All right, let's start from there and build up. We took 7 steps back. It took us 4 weeks to get back to looking like a team that was the team that we started off as last year. And I believe a lot of that is because you didn't take training camp seriously. You didn't take preseason seriously. You didn't start your season off prepared. And I get it. Listen, you don't want guys to get hurt. You don't want guys to go down. But you have to be prepared. Rudy Gobert has won Defensive Player of the Year. Is that facts?
I hope not.
That's crazy.
I'm not exactly sure if that came in.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I had Wemby winning that by a mile because that boy was changing the game.
He should have.
Wemby got robbed. If that's the case, that video dropping as soon as we get off. Wemby just got robbed.
I don't see nothing in the news yet. I have to check Twitter, but no, I think that you have to start right now, right? You got the Hall of Fame game. Everything is starting early. You have right? You have the extra game. Like, there's no reason. Minnesota Timberwolves center Rudy Gobert won 2023, 2024 Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, Shams.
Low hate toward the Rook. He gonna win Rookie of the Year, but that's low hate toward the Rook. That's crazy.
Trash.
You know what I mean? And so for me to start this season, I think that's the biggest thing. Start now. It can't start during the season. It can't start 4 games into the season. It can't start. You're not good enough to use the preseason. To use the regular season as the preseason. The teams that I believe are good enough to do that don't even do that. The Chiefs don't do that. They might have a little slow start, but they're not sitting there using the regular season as their preseason. Right? The Bills don't do that.
The Bills don't do that.
But like your best teams in the NFL that should be doing that don't do that. And I'm not saying go all out, like you need to be going absolutely hard preseason. You need to be playing it like a full game. No. But take it seriously. Take it as an opportunity for you to go out there and build something up. Get guys who are new used to a system.
Get that ramp up period going. Yep.
Eberflus can't allow that to happen twice, back-to-back seasons. Like
realistically,
the whole NFL didn't actually do that last year. Yeah. I just find it funny that we're having this conversation because Eberflus was on the hot seat last year. And again, this just goes to show you when you construct a team, again, on paper that looks as special as it could be on both sides of the ball in all 3 phases of the game, special teams, offense, and defense. That's when, all these recognition, the praise, and the accolades come. Even if we thought Eberflus probably should have been replaced this past offseason. So what an offseason can do to change. This actually reminds me, I was just looking it up, 2018 when Matt Nagy won Coach of the Year. I mean, let's just be honest. Did all of us think that Matt Nagy himself deserved it, or was it because of the product of that defense in Fangio? To me, that was the reason why they won. And, of course, the coaches want to get the credit for that. But Vic Fangio was the reason that team really took off and did what they did because it was a product of the defense.
Yeah.
On this version of the team, you could say that it's the defense and the offense. If they continue to do what we think they're going to do, Matt's going to get the praise.
I would agree with that. And I think that here's the thing. It's more because a Coach of the Year doesn't just have to do with the offense. I think the offense is the one piece that's missing. Right? It's one thing. It's one thing to say, it shouldn't be. He shouldn't be Coach of the Year because this is missing, this is missing, this is missing. The defense was number 1 defense the last 7 games of the season. If you start there, if you start with your defense hitting that trajectory, I'm willing to have that conversation. If you start with your defense doing that and the offense is catching up, usually your defense is a little bit ahead of your offense. That's normal. Because the offense, there's more intricacies in it, and there's more that has to go into it and all that. That's normal. I'm fine with that. But the thing that I don't want to see is just like last year, Yurko talks about this all the time. He said there was no reason for anybody on the line to be at training camp. You're not hitting. There was no reason for anybody on the offensive or defensive line to be at training camp. You're not wearing pads. You're not hitting. Nothing you're doing is real. You're having 2 or 3 days of actual padded practices. And then when you're supposed to be going the hardest, he said he showed up when on the one day that it was supposed to be, this is the practice. Like, here we go. Like, people finna die today. This is how we show. He was like, it was the dumbest thing I watched. I sat there for 20 minutes, said I've seen enough, and I went and waited till the show started. There's something about, like, I get it. I remember the first year, right? Guys are hitting too hard and the Bears are getting fined and stuff like that. Take the fine. You know what I mean? Take the like, run a real practice.
Right.
Make your guys better. Because guess what? Those fines don't matter if you're on deep playoff runs. Those fines don't matter if you're continually winning games during the regular season. Because your team was ready for the beating that it was going to take. And I think all of us would agree with this. The team that had the least amount of talent since Flus has been here is the team that's gone the hardest. The team that had the least amount of talent, the team, the blow it up team, was the team that always gave everything they had. It took us till we got Montez Sweat in the building to get back to that.
Got to put out good tape, baby. Got to put out good tape.
So, I don't know. I don't know. I thought that was I'll be intrigued to see how these odds fluctuate throughout the year. I think this will be something that'll be constantly on the move. But if you are a betting person, listen, Flus with some pretty good odds to win Coach of the Year. Take a chance, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how much money you win.
Shout out to us again for being in a position to actually have the conversation.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we haven't been in these conversations often, and when we were in those conversations, we always felt like it was a fluke, double doink. Like, we are actually in that conversation, and we feel like it's competency from the top down. Like, I'm satisfied with where we are. So I'm happy
100%.
to be happy.
I think the Bears are doing some good things, man. I feel like there's a lot to look forward to with this team, and I'm excited to see how they're going to build out on it throughout the season. Let's keep this thing moving along, though, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave that 5-star review. Y'all know what to do. Actually, before we get out of talking Bears, I do want to send condolences and prayers out. Bob Avellini, longtime quarterback of the Chicago Bears, passed away. I want to say Friday or Saturday, and I didn't bring it up yesterday. I was actually my worst for yesterday, but wanted to get that in there. Shout out to Bob Avellini. Shout out to the family. Prayers up. Not a lot of success here, but still a Bear, and that's what it means. You know, you're a part of the family. Bear down.
Bear down. Yep.
Let's keep it going, man. Let's keep it
and
pushing
leave it
along.
To Pat to like bring it all the way down, and now we have to come all the way down.
I don't know if I brought it all the way down. Listen, you gotta.
You gotta acknowledge.
Listen, hold on. First, though, we got to do it the right way. Moment of silence for Bob Avellini.
Yep.
Thank you very much.